Hi everyone, so today we're going to be talking about the Melon Music Awards. So I didn't actually see the awards show live like I did with Mama's, but I did watch all of the performances on YouTube and whatnot, and we're going to be talking about it, the performances, the awards, and I will be comparing it a lot to Mama's. Because I feel like Mama's is sort of the number one, quote unquote, the number one K-pop music award show. I mean, a lot of people, I know they disagree with that. And I do want to compare it to MMA's because MMA's was quite different. And I think Mama's could learn something from MMA's too. So another thing, a lot of people have been talking about some groups that they did not perform with live vocals and other groups that definitely did perform with live vocals. That is a topic of discussion for probably another video. So if you guys want to talk about that some other time, we totally can. But in this video, I will not be talking about that. I will just be talking about the performances in general and the awards that were given out. So another thing, if you guys haven't watched my Mama's videos, I do want to mention one of the reasons why I still watch K-pop award shows and why I still love it to some extent, even though it's very bittersweet for me, it's predominantly because of the performances. When it comes to an award show performance, I myself am looking for something grand, something that is bigger than just a music show performance, something that is show-stopping. I want to see groups and artists do the most extravagant, elaborate things, right? Have the dance ensemble, have props, have fire, have cool projections, amazing choreography and dance breaks. I want to see them go 100% all out because I feel like award shows is definitely the time to do that. I mean, they could do that in their own concerts, but I think an award show, I think they have the freedom to just really give an incredible, epic performance. And that is what I was looking for while watching the performances for MMA. And some performances definitely lived up to my expectations, while other performances sadly did not. And also, I like to view award shows as a time to celebrate K-pop and all of these groups and artists, even though it's very bittersweet, especially if you're a multi-stan like me. You know, some of your favorite groups are nominated and some of your favorite groups win. And it's great, it's fun. But then on the other hand, some of your other favorite groups and artists were not nominated. And some of your other favorite groups and artists did not get to win. So it's very bittersweet, but I like to be optimistic. I like to look at the positive side of things, especially for a award show, even though it's quite nerve-wracking. So I also want to mention Melon is an official music streaming platform. So it makes sense for them to have their own award show. Just want to point that out for those that are not aware or they're not familiar with Melon, the streaming platform. So because I didn't see it live, I didn't catch the reaction of the audience or what people were saying online or even the artists that were present, their reactions, because the videos that I saw, it was only just the performance, not so much the artists' reactions, sadly. So next time I will definitely watch MMA live. So finally, with all that being said, let's talk about Melon Music Awards. So first thing I want to mention about Melon Music Awards was the stage setup. I think I prefer this stage setup more than the stage setup at Mama's, even though I think Mama's was bigger, but in the MMAs, it was in the middle of the arena, and it basically the performers are able to give a 360 performance. So no matter where you're sitting, you pretty much get a good view, I guess, for the most part. And it definitely seemed like the audience was a lot louder in MMAs. Again, maybe because of the fact that they were closer to the stage versus the audience in Mama's were not. So maybe the mics couldn't pick up the feedback as much as in MMAs. Also, the effects. I think the effects in MMAs was better than Mama's. I think every group definitely utilized the fire, the sparks, the stage levels that go up and down, and the projections and things like that. And the fact that, again, they had these runways on each side, and then they have the circular 360 stage in the middle. Super cool. A lot of moments that they're able to interact with the audience, and the audience could view the artist up close, much better than in Mama's. So I think TV-wise, I think Mama's stage is better because they're just facing one direction versus in MMAs, I think the stage was made for the live audience. But even still, for those of us that saw MMAs online, the stage still looked really cool. Okay, so I have no idea the schedule of Melon Music Awards. I don't know which award was given first, who performed right after, etc., etc. I am going off of what is listed online. So I do believe the first performance was Silica Gel and the last performance was NCT Dream. I think I have the performers in the right order, but in terms of the awards given out, I have no idea which awards they gave out first. Because again, I didn't see it live. The top 10 artists, the award, the Bonsang, it went to aespa, BTS, G-IDLE, I-DLE, IVE, Jungkook, SSERAFIM, Lim Youngwoong, NCT Dream, NewJeans, and 17. So the next award was Million's Top 10, and it went to BSS, 17, the subunit, aespa, G-IDLE, I-DLE, IVE, Jungkook, SSERAFIM, Lim Youngwoong, NCT Dream, NewJeans, and 17. So basically, it's the same groups and artists from the top 10 artist list. So according to Melon's website, the top 10 is the 10 most loved artists teams. So it's 80% music plus 20% voting. That is how that is how the winner is determined. I'm unclear what they mean by 80% music. I don't know if that means streaming. I think it probably means the amount of streams. And the Million's Top 10 is basically the album that reached Melon's Hall of Fame by achieving over 1 million streams within 24 hours of release. So it's 80% music plus 20% voting. So I do believe when they say music, it means streaming numbers. Okay, so really quickly, I do want to mention how exactly these awards are given. According to Melon's website. So for Album of the Year, Artist of the Year, and Best Song of the Year, it's determined by 60% music. So again, I believe that's streaming, plus 20% judging, plus 20% voting. So yeah, and then for Record of the Year is 100% screening. I think it means streaming, I believe. Because I'm using a translator for the website, so I don't know how accurate it is. So I think it's 100% streaming. For Rookie of the Year, it is determined by 60% music, plus 20% judging, plus 20% voting. And for Best Solo, Male, Female, Best Girl Group, Best Boy Group, for those 4 awards, 60% music, 20% judging, and 20% voting. And for Best Music Style is 20% music, 60% judging, and 20% voting. For Song of the Year, Music Video of the Year, Songwriter Award, J-Pop Favorite Artist, and Best Performance Women, that is 100%, I believe, streaming. And then for Popularity Award, for Hot Trend Award, it's 70% sound source and plus 30% streaming. Kakao Bank Favorite Star Award, that is 20% judging plus 80% voting, and people vote through the Kakao Bank mobile app. Just wanted to give some clarity as to how these awards are given, because a lot of times, at least for me, with award shows, I kind of forget how groups get these awards. Is it through judging? Is it through voting? Is it through streams? Because there's a lot of it's complicated. It's very complicated. And especially if you go on Twitter, you see how a lot of people are like, so-and-so deserve this group because they had this number of streams. And then other people are like, no, this group deserves it because they had this amount of votes. So it sometimes gets a little confusing. Moving on to the rest of the awards. So for Best Solo Artist Male, it went to Jungkook. For Best Performance Male, it went to 17. I've been saying this. I believe 2023 is 17's year. Both of their comebacks have been spectacular. The Synchronization Kings. So Hot Trend Award went to Jungkook. For Kakao Bank Favorite Artist, it went to BTS. And Best OST went to Lim Jae-hyun's Heaven from It Was Spring. Best Songwriter Award was given to Ryan Jhun. He was one of the judges on Peak Time. If you guys haven't watched Peak Time, you guys could check out my whole series on Peak Time. I did a recap on every single episode. I will link that for you all so you guys could check it out afterwards. So Ryan Jhun is credited for working on IVE, SHINee, Ditto, and NCT 127's music this year. And of course, he's worked on a lot more groups and a lot of music. But those are just some of the groups and artists that he has worked with this year. So Best Producer. It went to Han Sung-so, and he is the CEO of Pledis. I love 17. but I'm gonna say newest. So I guess congrats to him for getting this award, but I mean, newest. Newest deserves better. Newest deserved better. Can you all tell that I'm still a little bitter about that? Ugh, you all, newest forever. I miss newest. Okay, and the next award, to me, this was kind of, okay. Best pop artist, it went to Charlie Puth. I don't necessarily listen to his music, but I think this award should have gone to Taylor Swift, even though I don't listen to Taylor Swift personally either. But I think if I don't know how exactly for best pop artist, how this is determined. But I think if it's based on like numbers and popularity, it probably should have gone to Taylor Swift, just because she's had a massive year for 2023. But maybe it's determined by just how many streams they have on Melon. So maybe Charlie Puth has more. But you know what? Congrats to him. Either way, we're going to talk about the performers and the awards that they won. And yeah. Okay. So first up, which I believe this was the opening of MMA. Correct. If anyone saw the live stream of MMA, please let me know how it was, because I'm just going off of YouTube videos. But anyway, so the first performance that I believe happened was from an indie rock band called Silica Gel. Very interesting name. And they won for Best Music Style. And I do agree that their music style is very unique. So yes, so they are an indie rock band. It was really cool to see a live band perform, and I love bands. Yeah, so if you guys like indie rock music, I think you'll definitely like this group. The next group to perform was Kiss of Life. So to be honest, I don't know if I have checked out their music before or not. I don't remember, but they got the award for One the K Global Icon. And honestly, when they performed, this is when I saw just how impressive the MMA stage was during Kiss of Life's performance, because they put on a show. While I was watching this performance, I was thinking, this performance of theirs, and they're a rookie group, right? Their performance was better than a lot of the performances that I saw in Mama's. And that's not to say that the groups were bad or anything. It's just in terms of the special effects, in terms of the stage setup, in terms of the audience. I was able to really fully see the fire element, the fire in the stage, the sparks, the fireworks things, the projections, the lasers. And they performed their song Bad News. And overall, I was totally impressed by their performance. So the next performer was Lee Young-ji, and she won for Best Solo Artist Female. So she performed her songs I'm Lee Young-ji, Not Sorry, Fighting, and Smoke. So she looked very comfortable on stage, but I will admit my favorite moments of her performance was definitely when she performed Fighting, and then she went to the artist area, and you kind of see the artists, specifically IVE and NCT Dream, kind of participate in her performance. I thought it was really fun, and my favorite for sure was Smoke. I love the song. I think the challenge is really cool. I wish Dynamic Duo and I-DLE would have been there on stage to perform with her, considering Dynamic Duo and I-DLE, they did perform, well, the Street Woman Fighter 2 cruise, they did perform at Mama's, and it was so good. So I wish I would have seen them perform with Lee Young-ji here in MMAs. But overall, it was still a very good performance. All right, so the next group was STAYC, and they got the award for Music Video of the Year for their song Bubble. So another reason why I love award shows is I get to hear music from groups and artists that I haven't kept up with throughout the year or that I haven't heard of. So specifically Bubble, I haven't heard it until I saw their performance. You all, that song is just happiness in a song. To me, that is K-pop. I thought that it's definitely one of my new favorite songs. I immediately went afterwards to check out their music video, and the music video is very cute, but to me the song is just so awesome. And I don't like cutesy concepts. It's not my thing, but the song is just so fun and so positive, and I love the lyrics to the song too. And I thought their performance was amazing. I really loved hearing the strings, the orchestra in the beginning. It just set such a good tone for the rest of their performance. And once again, I love the projections. I love the sparks. I love the confetti that they had. They had a lot of confetti at MMAs. And then afterwards, they had cheerleaders come out. So I thought that was really cool in between their song Bubble and then Teddy Bear. And Teddy Bear was another great song, super fun, very catchy choreography, but still Bubble is my new favorite song. I love Bubble so much. Again, this is why I love award shows, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have checked it out unless somebody would have told me like, hey, check this out, you might like it. And yeah, and I'm just gonna be listening to Bubble all week. Next up is BOYNEXTDOOR. So they got the Global Rising Artist Award. And BOYNEXTDOOR, they performed at Mama's. Their songs are not really my cup of tea. Their songs aren't my cup of tea, but I do appreciate a good performance. And in Mama's, they had something bright, kind of fun. But in MMAs, we got to see a different side of them. So they performed their song Crying and But Sometimes. I like that with Crying, it was a lot more serious, and I love the use of the umbrellas. However, when they performed But Sometimes, my favorite was the dance break. I love a good dance break. And I wanted to see more of that dance break because I really, really enjoyed it. But overall, the guys did a great job. And I'm really happy that they had the opportunity to perform both at Mama's and in MMAs. And I'm so happy that they gave different performances. So if you didn't really like what they did in Mama's, then you'd probably like what they did at MMAs and vice versa. But overall, they had great performances. And I enjoyed it. All right, everyone. So the next group is none other than RIIZE. So they got the award for New Artist of the Year. And this award was actually given to two groups, RIIZE and ZEROBASEONE, but we're going to talk about RIIZE for now. So after watching their performance, I was thinking, I think I have to stan RIIZE full on. Like, I think I have to stan them. So RIIZE is another group that they performed in Mama's and they performed at MMAs. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy they performed Get a Guitar. So the intro, Wonbin. He was born to play the guitar. He looked like a total rock star. He looked like he was born to be a rock star. I mean, I'm happy that he's with RIIZE, but honestly, if he wanted to be part of a rock band, he totally can. I thought that was such a great way to start the performance, and just the instrumental of Get a Guitar. And then when the rest of the guys came and then they performed the song, I was so happy. I couldn't help but sing and dance along to it. I love Get a Guitar, especially the vocal part. In my heart. Love it so much. And yes, their dance break was amazing. Shotaro doing that turn, amazing. Love their stage presence. And I gotta say, Sohee, he is a ray of sunshine. He smiles and I can't help but smile. So if you guys have a bad day, just look for Sohee smiling and I bet you anything you will smile too. He's just a ray of sunshine and I love it. I love his smile so much. But overall, the guys were so good. And I also love their outfits, how they started off with jackets and then they took off the jackets and then they had these black gloves, which I don't know if those gloves were comfortable to perform in per se, but for aesthetic reasons, it looked really cool. Also their ties as well. So in between their performance of Get a Guitar and Talk Saxy, they played a video and it showed the guys basically practicing and stuff. And I loved hearing the instrumental version of Get a Guitar. I love it so much. So beautiful. So then they performed Talk Saxy. That song, it's again, with RIIZE's music, they always have these moments of where you just hear beautiful vocals and harmonies. And those are my favorite parts of the song. So for Talk Saxy, it's the it's so good. And watching them perform, I was just smiling and I was so proud of them, even though they've only debuted for a few months and they kind of already lost a member, kind of, an indefinite hiatus, quote unquote. They looked more comfortable performing at MMAs than they did at Mama's. Now, I don't know if it's because of the concept of both performances, which were kind of different. I think in MMAs, they probably had a lot more fun. Now, this is just coming from my point of view after watching both performances. And I think Mama's was the first time that they performed without Songhan. But I just think they enjoyed themselves more in this stage than in Mama's. I just want SM to treat them right. Like, I don't want them to go through the whole hardships and everything that other groups in the past have had to go through. You know, obviously it's inevitable. They will go through hard times in their career. It's inevitable. But I just want SM to treat them right. I want their fans to treat them right. I want their fans to be treated right. And I just want everyone to respect everyone, you know? But definitely RIIZE, they have such a strong career ahead of them. And I'm just so immensely proud of them. However, I do have to mention one thing. In Mamas, they performed Talk Saxy and Siren. Okay, that's fine. And here, I'm happy that they did perform Get a Guitar because it's one of my favorite songs. But Memories. What happened to Memories? They didn't perform Memories in Mamas, and they didn't perform it here. But you know what? Hopefully in the next award show, they'll perform Memories. I just want them to do a mashup of all of their songs. But I'm still happy with Get a Guitar and Talk Saxy. But I'm just so proud of RIIZE. All right, so next up is NewJeans. And they took home 2 Daesang awards. So they got Artist of the Year, Best Song of the Year, and Best Group Female. So the best song went to their song, Ditto. So I was looking forward to their performance. I was looking forward to their performance, especially with their songs Super Shy and ETA, but more than anything Super Shy because I love that song so much. So they did remixed versions of their songs for MMAs. Who remixed their songs? Who and why? Their songs did not need to be remixed. If you are going to remix a song, especially for an award show, make it grander, bigger, add an orchestra. However, none of my complaints are for the members. The members were so solid. Stage presence. The girls, they know how to work a stage. Like I said, I was specifically looking forward to Super Shy because it's one of my favorite songs. But yeah, the remix, I think that was my least favorite remix out of all of them. First of all, the chipmunk voice in the beginning. Why? Like, I understand that's kind of the trend, especially for TikTok. Again, this has nothing to do with Danielle. Please, everybody, understand. This has nothing to do with her. She was amazing. She saved the performance. But just the song in itself, the remix, I wanted to mute the performance and just play the normal version of the song over it. Again, I don't know who remixed it, but I will say I am happy that they did a mashup of all of their songs, and I wish more groups would have done that so they could have performed more of their songs rather than just 1 or 2. And I like that each member, they kind of got their own solo moment as well. So again, and I like that we are able to see their stage presence, just how good these girls are, not only individually, but together as a team. And this is why they are one of the best. But anyway, so they performed NewJeans, Super Shy, ETA, Cool With You, Get Up, and ASAP. I don't know if that's just NewJeans' style, that they don't necessarily do grand, big performances. They sort of do simpler performances. I don't know if that's just their concept, their style. I don't know if that's what their performance director wanted specifically for MMAs. If this is their style, that's fine. I respect it. Again, the girls did an amazing job. For sure, this performance, again, it showcased just how solid they are on stage. But in terms of the music itself and the direction of the performance, I don't know, I was expecting more and I wanted to love it. But hopefully they will go to another awards show and they will do another amazing performance. I just realized something. They could have done those remix versions so the viewers, the audience, people like me, we just want to listen to the original version. So then we go back and then we just listen to the original version and you get more streams. That could have been a tactic. I mean, heck, it worked because after their performance, I went back and I just listened to their songs, the normal versions. So next up is ZEROBASEONE, and they got the award for New Artist of the Year, which also, that award was also given to RIIZE. So I realized for New Artist Award, they give it to 2 groups. Mamas did that, and now Melon Music Awards, they did that too. I don't know why. It would make sense if they would give 1 award to a boy group and 1 award to a girl group, but the fact that they gave 2 to 2 boy groups, so I mean, but it's fine. You know, more people get awards and I'm happy for that. ZEROBASEONE, they performed In Bloom and Crush. So Jhun starting off their performance, that intro was so beautiful. I mean, with the lights and the dancers, oh my gosh, it was such a wonderful, wonderful way to start their performance. I loved their outfits, the white tops that they had it was like purple ombre. It was so nice. And then the transition to Crush. You all, I was blown away. Just from In Bloom, I thought, okay, yeah, cool, great, okay, great. And I like that with ZEROBASEONE, they do tell a story, and I love a good storytelling in a performance. But when that transition to Crush, you all, Ricky, that guy, he is unreal. And then with the shields and everything, and just the jacket, and then you see all the members, and oh my gosh, like I thought their white shirts with the purple ombre was nice as it was. But then when they added the jackets, real life princes, they looked so regal. I mean, they utilized the fire, the sparks. It was epic and I loved it. And the remix of Crush. This was such a great remix. And I mean, you could tell they were working hard because by the end of their performance, they were sweating. But props to them because they gave a really good performance. And I'm happy that they, again, this is another group. I'm happy that they performed in Mamas and now they performed in MMAs. They gave 2 different performances and I enjoyed it. I think I liked their performance in MMAs more than in Mamas. Next up is aespa. So aespa got the awards for Best Performance Female and Global Artist. So they performed their songs Trick or Trick and Drama. I gotta say Drama. First Trick or Trick and then Drama. Both songs have been stuck in my head all day, to be honest. Oh my goodness, aespa. First of all, some people were saying, oh, aespa's outfits look like something that Twice would wear and blah, blah, blah. But guess what? aespa's stylist and Twice's stylist are actually married in real life. So I thought that was really funny. And I love that. I love that plot twist. But anyway, so I was definitely happy that they performed one of their B-sides. Trick or Trick was great, but that transition to Drama. I loved how Karina and Giselle, they did their dance break first, and then Ning Ning and Winter. So good. So when they started Drama, but the rock version, I was a little bit nervous, even though I love the transition and the build up to it. But because the rock versions of songs are not necessarily my favorite, I don't like when songs are remixed for rock versions unless they were originally composed to be a rock song. You get me? But anyway, so I was kind of nervous. I was like, oh no, am I not gonna like it? No, I loved it. I think the rock version, again, it's a remix, but it makes the song feel grander. For an award show performance, it was great because they utilized the fire, the pyrotechnic, the projections, just everything. It worked perfectly, and the choreography as well. And I love when they use the sparks and the dance break. You all, I sound like a broken record, but dance breaks. I love a good dance break, you all. I love choreography, okay? I always look forward to great choreography. The overall performance, no pun intended, it was dramatic. aespa, they brought the drama, and I'm here for it. Overall, it was so good, so epic. Props to them. And again, in award shows, I want to see something grand. I want to see something show-stopping. I want to see groups perform something different than what they've done in music shows. You know, I don't want to see a music show performance at an award show. I want to see an award show worthy performance. And that is what aespa did. All right, so the next performer is a Japanese soloist called Imase, and he performed his song Night Dancer. So he definitely has a very unique style, and it was just him, but he did have dancers on stage, and he looked very comfortable on stage. And I think his song is overall very chill, good vibes. And I know this is kind of random, but I think if he would collaborate with Zion T, I think it would be great. Both of their style of music, I think it would work together, Imase and Zion T. So I don't know, maybe it could happen in the future. So he won a J-pop Favorite Artist Award. All right, so next up is none other than IVE, and they won the award for Best Album of the Year for their album IVE. Great title. Yeah, so they got the Daesang for that. Yeah, so they performed their song Baddie, Kitsch, Blue Blood, and I Am. So I do gotta mention, I love that in MMAs, girl groups, they perform more than one song. In Mamas, the girl groups only performed one song. I don't know why. But anyway, so the performance for Baddie was really good. I loved how Yujin, she started the performance. She has such great stage presence. And then from Baddie, I love how they went straight into Kitsch. So it wasn't some long transition or anything. It just flowed right to Kitsch. And I love that. And you all know what I'm going to say. Their dance break. I really like how the dancers used lights and they did different formations. It was so cool. And also having La Chica part of the choreography as well. I think overall, IVE with the dancers together, they made a spectacular performance. And then afterwards, they had a marching band, which was kind of random, but it was really cool still. And then afterwards, they performed Blue Blood. And then afterwards, they finished off their performance with I Am. And overall, I thought their performance was wonderful. And I'm happy the use of dancers, the lights, the marching band, and just performing 4 of their songs. I think that was great. All right, y'all. Next up was SHINee. So I was looking forward to this performance more than any other performance. And I gotta say, I honestly thought they were gonna end the show. I thought they were gonna be the last group to perform, but I was wrong. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm not sure if I watched these in order. I think I did. But anyway, so they performed a mini mashup. They performed Sherlock, View, Dream Girl. It was Taemin. Taemin performed Sherlock, Minho performed View, Enki performed Dream Girl, and then they performed Everybody together, and then they performed Don't Call Me and Hard Full Out. And you all, whether you are new to K-pop or not, everyone is pretty much familiar with SHINee's music. And I'm happy that they didn't perform Ring Ding Dong because, I mean, you know, they got to showcase their other songs too. They have a really great discography. But anyway, I loved that each member, they had their own mini solo. So wait, before I get into the performance, they got the award for Stage of the Year. Okay, so I just want to point that out. Okay, anyway, so Taemin started off the performance with Sherlock. Taemin was like on level 200 when he came running on the stage. When they performed I'm So Curious. Oh my gosh, like his energy. Like I thought he was about to just break out and just run and like sprint or something because his energy was like, you could tell he had a lot of energy. And then he kind of just like kept it together for the performance. But it was so good. I think it was such an epic way to start the performance with Sherlock. And then Minho performed View. You all, I don't know what it is. I do not know what magic Minho has when he stares at the camera. It's just like, how? I am so like captivated by him. He stares at the camera and I'm gone. That's it. Like his performance is so good, but also just his stage presence and his charisma, his flaming charisma. I feel like no matter who my bias is, every time I see Minho performing, he's immediately my number one bias. And I think my bias in SHINee has changed. At first it was Key, then Taemin, then Onyu, now it's Minho. So my bias in SHINee changes, but as of lately, it's been Minho. When he performed View, which is one of my favorite songs, it was so good. So again, Taemin started it, and Taemin had really high energy, but then Minho performed View, and then Key performed Dream Girl. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I was like, oh my gosh, this is what a good performances. And then they performed Everybody. I love Everybody so much. Okay, that sounds like a really weird statement. I love the song Everybody. Like, and they performed the part with the wheel fan choreography. I forgot what the name of it is. My God. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but there was a time that I just would only listen to Everybody morning, noon, and night on repeat. Anyway, great song. Absolutely love it. I missed Onyu, obviously. Wishing Onyu all the best. I definitely did miss him in this performance. But nonetheless, Key, Minho, and Taemin, wow, that was a performance. And then afterwards, they performed one of my anthems, Don't Call Me. I got up, I was dancing, I was singing to it. I had a mini concert okay, while watching their performance because I wanted to be there and I want to go to a SHINee concert so bad. But anyway, Don't Call Me, what a song. And then afterwards, they performed Hard. They finished off with Hard. Again, I was singing, I was dancing, I was doing the choreography. I was like, it's so fun. It's so good. And the thing is, like, both songs are so epic and so, pun not intended. Both songs are hard, you know, it's intense. That's the word. Both songs are intense. And I wanted them to keep going. I wanted more. But after watching their performance, I was thinking, this is it. This is the showstopper. That's it. That has to be the showstopper. But nonetheless, they were phenomenal. Now moving on to NCT Dream. You all. What is in SM's water? I'm not an SM stan, okay? You all, I want to make that very clear. I do not stan companies. I am not a company stan. However, I love the groups. There's a difference. So NCT Dream, they are currently my favorite NCT okay, here's the thing. I love all of NCT's subunits. I love 127. I love Wavy. I love Dream. And I still have to get into the new NCT group, NCT Wish, I believe. They haven't debuted officially yet. For a time, it was 127, and then it was Wavy, but lately, NCT Dream, they have become my NCT bias for the most part. And again, I love all of NCT, okay? I want to make that very clear. And their performance was a mini concert. And I know I wasn't going to mention about groups singing live versus the groups that were not singing live, etc., etc. But I will mention NCT Dream. Their mics were on. They sang. And you could definitely hear it because in their performance, they were breathing into their mics. Like, they made sure everyone knew they were live. Okay, so they won the Daesang for Record of the Year. And they also won for Best Group, Best Male Group as well. So huge congratulations to NCT Dream. I'm happy that they did get a Daesang. Is this their first Daesang for Record of the Year? Have they gotten the award for Record of the Year before? I'm not quite sure. But anyway, huge props to NCT Dream. So they performed Broken Melodies, one of my favorite songs, Poison, and ISTJ. They started off with the dancers. The dancers came on stage with the lights and whatnot. Chills already. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be quite a performance. So I was expecting them to come from like the bottom of the stage or something, you know, just like how everyone else has been entering the stages lately. No, they came from the roof. They came down from the heavens to the stage. And then they got onto the stage's other platform that, like, you know, rises and falls in the middle, whatever. Anyway, I was like, what an entrance. What an entrance. So yes, they performed Broken Melodies first. I love that song so much. It is so good. And the members, they did a great job. And then afterwards, the stage turned red, and then a red fabric sort of came down from the middle. And then it was Jenna and Jaemin that they performed together. They did a dance break together. And then afterwards, it was Chenla and Renjun that they did their dance performance. But I love that it was just one member, and then it was another member, and then it was, you know, they would dance together, but then by themselves and then together, and it just flowed very well. And then it was Haechan. And then the curtain fell and they performed their song Poison. So the song is smooth, it's sexy, and they didn't have dancers with them on stage while they performed it. And I also got to mention, I don't think RIIZE, they had dancers either. I don't think they had additional dancers. And for Poison, NCT Dream, they didn't have additional dancers. It was just only them, but they filled up the stage. I loved the choreography, the song, the performance. It was really good. So then they played a video, and it was with the song Like We Just Met, which is super sweet and smooth and, you know, very nice and wholesome. And then after the video, it was Jisung's solo. Wow, what a complete 180 from Like We Just Met to the dance break. It was like night and day. It was so good. And then afterwards, it was Mark performing. So I like how each member, they had their own mini dance solo segment. And then the guys, they got into formation, and then they performed ISTJ. So I'm going to be honest. When the song was originally released, It was not my cup of tea. I could not get into the song. It wasn't really for me at the time. But as the year has gone by, the song has really grown on me. And watching them perform it, I really enjoyed it. And here's the thing. When a song is released, even if it's from your favorite group, I think it's inevitable that there will be songs that they release that it's not really for you at the moment. But eventually the song does grow on you. And that's what happened to me with ISTJ and their performance. So good. So good. Again, this is another group that shows this is what an award show performance is. And again, all of the effects. I loved it. I loved the use of the stage. Also, I gotta say, I saw a lot of NCT light sticks. They were everywhere in that venue. So props to Citizens. You were seen. But overall, I think all the groups, they did a really good job regardless of the songs that they were given to perform. They all did a really good job. Of course, you know, there are some performances that I was expecting more from and other performances that took me by surprise. But regardless, huge props to all of these groups. I mean, they deserve all the awards that they've received. So I want to hear from you all. Which performances were your favorites? And if you guys haven't seen my mama's videos, you guys could check them out right here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I will talk to you all next time. Bye.